Hey, what's up guys? I'm Andrew with Field Treasure Designs, and this is my son, and we have this awesome new book that we love called Goodnight Construction Site, and it inspired this little project that's hanging on the wall behind me for his room, and I'd love to show you how I built it, so check this out. Can you say, check this out? All right. The board I chose was a 1x12x6. I went with the low grade quality because I wanted it to be naughty and kind of rustic looking. I laid all the stencils out on the board evenly, that way I knew exactly how long to cut the board. I'll share more on how I did the stencils later. Then I went to the miter saw and cut the board to length. Then I went to sanding it. I'm using a 220 grit sandpaper on my orbital sander. I just wanted to kind of smooth it out since I was about to paint it. For the paint color, I went with an awesome black called Limousine. It's actually a Behr paint from Home Depot. Since I didn't have a very big brush, I just poured out a ton of paint, which was actually pretty fun. I wanted to achieve kind of the chalkboard look, and so having a thick coat of this black paint was perfect. So I just smoothed it all out, and little by little we got it done. After the paint dried, it was time to set up my miter cuts for the border. So I made a line on the edge and took it to the miter saw to match that line for the miter cut. Here you can see I'm going real slow and inching the board forward to make sure I get it right on that line. Boom, all set. So then I slide it into place, make sure it fits perfect, and then I'm gonna go ahead and butt another one up to the edge. I make the quick miter cut on another board and then butt them up together. That way I'm going to be able to make a line on the bottom. If you look to the bottom left, you'll see I make a quick pencil line for my next cut. Repeat the process, going real slow, and you can see I'm inching it forward to make sure I get it right on that line for an exact cut. So then I've got the bottom piece all done, and all I have to do is make sure it's at the very end perfectly. So I line it up, butt it together at the corner, and then I make that mark all the way at the end of the board for my final miter. And sweet, we're all good. Now that the pieces are all good, grab the sander using the same 220 grit sandpaper, and I just do a quick pass on all of them just to get rid of splinters, but I still want to keep kind of that rustic look, so I'm not trying to get it too smooth. Next, I'm prepping for stain. I decided to go with kind of a darker stain. One of my favorites is Espresso from Minwax. I just used a paper towel, grabbed some rubber gloves. It's not a huge application, so this is perfect. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the borders I'm using are 2.5-inch furring strips. After I got all the stain done, I had to set them aside to dry, so then I went inside to paint the trucks.
Oh, Dan.
Do the excavator first?
Yeah, last to first.
As you can see, my son was really excited about this project, and my girls had some interest too. They always love getting in the camera and checking it out. This was actually a really fun thing. If you can watch, all my kids in my family were around the whole time I was painting. It's pretty fun to watch. And by the way, the stencils I'm using are actually not my own. They're made by an awesome company called Stencil Chimp that I found on Etsy. They were awesome enough to help me with a custom piece to allow me to get all 5 of the trucks I wanted. I normally make my own stencils, and I even have a video showing you how to do it, but for this project, I decided to work with this awesome small business, and I think they did a better job than I could have anyways. And here comes my other daughter. She decides to pop in and make sure things are going okay, and then it was back to her project. For my other two, it's all fun and games on the counter. Finally finished, and it's time for the reveal. Yeah, that's looking pretty awesome. I let the borders dry overnight, and then once they were ready, I took everything back to the shop and used a very simple process to attach the borders to the board. I just glued the bottom, and then little by little, I nailed them in with an 18 gauge brad nailer. I used 2.5-inch nails just to make sure they were in really tight. As you can see, I have another project going. I'm putting a border actually around a mirror, which is taking up the bulk of my workspace. Luckily, I had just a little bit on the edge to finish. worked my way around the board using my Ryobi cordless nailer, which is an awesome tool, by the way. And little by little, we got it done. And last side, all done. Easy peasy. Then I just grabbed a paper towel and cleaned up all the extra glue. Real simple, and I like to do that before it dries because you can really get rid of it before there's any real damage. Can't forget about the back and the bottom. Once I got that done, I decided to write my son a note. I love taking these random opportunities to remind him that I love him. Here I'm using a keyhole router bit in my Colt palm router to route out the keyhole. I like keyholes because it allows the piece to hang directly on the wall flush, and it's just a little more secure. Next was to take it to my son's room, do all the measuring, leveling, and stud finding to hang this guy up. As you can see, I had some awesome help along the way. There was a lot of excitement for this new decoration. Yeah, all the chipmunk voice, that's my son and my girls getting real excited. And check out that awesome hair day I'm having. And done. Now check this out. My son knows all his trucks. Wow, look at that smile. Man, this project was a blast. I hope it inspired you to do something similar, maybe in one of your kids' rooms or in your home. And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay connected on all my future projects. Thanks.